Hi, Palak. So, I think it's been 4 long years since we become parents, and I think there has been everlasting evolution of thoughts in our mind
Yes.
to how to bring up our child.
Yes.
And per se, it's been difficult to cope up with it because of the changing scenarios.
Yeah.
I think, what are your thoughts on it?
I feel like I think this year we're going to complete 4 years of being parents, and since our child is very small, but still there are constant thoughts in our mind about their future. What are they going to do? How can we guide them well? And it's because the world is changing at such a fast rate. I mean, there are advancements happening every day about the subjects, about the fields, about everything.
Yeah.
But I feel like during our times,
But
it wasn't that difficult.
Yes, that is what I am coming to. कि अभी हमारे लिए बहुत मुश्किल हो गया है
Yeah.
to foresee 15 years from now.
Yes.
कि when our child will be at that stage when he has to choose कि which stream he has to take, what job opportunities are lying ahead of
Yes.
that stream which is he or she is going to choose.
Yeah.
So how do you think the times have changed? Or my first question will be कि why did you become a doctor? How did you convince yourself that yes, this is the right profession for you?
I feel like how times have changed, first I'll answer that, is when we were studying, we used to get inspired by someone, maybe someone from the family or maybe friends, you can say. But nowadays, since the exposure of social media is so much that every day you see something new. During our days, it was not easy to, have a look at the outside world.
Exactly.
The access was limited.
Yeah.
Now it's
right now exposure
there.
has become
Yes.
much vast.
I mean, every day you see someone doing exceedingly well in certain fields, and then someone, just changing their fields overnight,
Yeah.
and then again doing really well.
So this is, I think, what is the positive aspect, the biggest positive aspect of the social media evolution.
Yeah.
Because you can reach out to more people.
But
you
that
can,
is, I think, also it has a disadvantage how it was made for helping us.
Yeah.
But disadvantage, like every day you are under this constant pressure, and also you're continuously thinking about what other people are doing.
Yeah.
Because you can see them all the time.
So that is what brings me कि कुछ लोग उस चीज से खुश नहीं हैं कि वो अपने उस point of time पे क्या कर रहे हैं.
Yeah.
So if one person is projecting कि मैं इस point पे खुश नहीं था, so I decided to change my profession, and he is doing exceedingly well. So what I think he is trying to perceive an example for all the people, those who are viewing through that story.
Yeah.
तो वो
Like
उस
an
तरीके से,
inspiration.
yeah, like an inspiration is trying to project himself. So I think वहाँ पर we should not be under constant pressure. यार ये बहुत अच्छा कर रहा है, इसने तो change कर लिया, हम भी change कर लेते हैं. That should not be a rat race. That is just a point to show कि at any particular point of time,
Yeah.
if you are not happy at doing any other thing, don't be sad. Strive for better thing.
But I
Strive
think-
to either because हर एक बंदे ने जो भी अपनी आज जिंदगी में बन रहा है, उसका कुछ ना कुछ तो पैशन होगा.
Yeah.
कुछ ना कुछ तो हॉबी होगी.
Yeah.
तो उसको उस हॉबी या उस पैशन में एक बार ट्राई आउट जरूर करना चाहिए. सो आई थिंक बिफोर वी कीप ऑन टॉकिंग अबाउट मेनी थिंग्स, सो व्हाई डिड यू बिकम अ डॉक्टर?
I think it was pretty easy for me since I don't come from a doctor's background. None of my family members are a doctor or a distant relative or cousins. It was the love for the subject. When in 8th standard I was introduced to biology, it was like an instant love for it, and I used to love reading biology.
So how did you convince your parents? Since you were telling me that you are from the business background.
It was very difficult. Why? Because again, our parents were of a mindset कि अगर पढ़ाई में अच्छे हो तो आप डॉक्टर बनोगे या इंजीनियर बनोगे. But somehow they were trying to talk to me out of it because they knew that I'm a very distracted child. And to become a doctor, I have to study for a long period of hours and be really focused, which I was not.
Okay.
But it was just the love for the subject that I tried convincing them, no, I'll do it, whatever you say, I'll do it. So I think my parents were somehow, they agreed to me, but also they said, if you succeed, it is your success, and if you fail, that is your failure, because you're choosing the subjects according to your passion. And I think I did pretty well.
Yeah.
So that's how I chose my field and my subject. And what about you? How did you choose?
So
I think it was comparatively a little easy
yeah,
for
it
you.
was comparatively very easier for me because since my whole family background is of doctors. So वो एक हो जाता है ना कि whenever you see a doctor family, हाँ इसके बच्चे भी आगे जाके डॉक्टर ही बनेंगे. So that was the thing associated with my family. So that is how I never per se wanted to take up medical, but I was good in sports. I was good in music. So I wanted to go into sports, but yes, my parents, that is how they channelized my thing कि हाँ ये आगे जाके कर सकता है. तो उनको वो channelization दिखी because my grandmother had this far sight vision also, and even my father and my mother. So they thought कि हाँ भी let him play sports also and let him also join medical. So those two things, one was you say my hobby, another became my passion. When both the things were working simultaneously, I think that really helped me. I was in the morning, I used to go to school for studying and everything. In the evening, I used to go for the coaches. And बीच में थोड़ा time मिलता था. I used to follow my passion, which was table tennis. Table tennis हो गया, basketball हो गया. तो वो चीजें मैं साथ-साथ में खेलता रहता था.
But don't you think that okay, it was like you had a family of doctors, right? So they channelized your energy into that you have to, you know, you can do it since we did it, but you were also interested in sports.
Yeah.
But don't you think that if you had more exposure, or if the family had more exposure, or knew about the things that people who pursue sports or people who pursue music as their, you know, like future. Field.
Exactly.
So they are also doing pretty well. Do you like feel that because of lack of exposure during that time you could not choose that path?
I don't think so that it is a lack of exposure. It is what the security my parents had in my mind. The doctor per se is a secure branch.
Yeah, that's what I was coming to.
So doctor per se is a secure branch. Whereas if we talk about sports, doctor has a long future ahead of it. Whereas we talk about sports, so it's a limited future time. Because after certain age, you're not that physically well that you will be able to excel in that particular sport. And also the competition is so much that if you don't play for the national, if you don't represent your nation, you don't represent India, so then it is like यार ये अच्छा sports person बन नहीं पाया because he was not able to represent the country. So I don't think कि exposure नहीं था, exposure था but security दिमाग में ज़्यादा थी.
Yeah.
So that is how they made me think and made me realize कि हाँ doctor is the only profession which you have to carry out in the future.
So what do you think that in today's world, like people as to students, they are taking subject combinations and they want to pursue an out of the box field.
Yeah, but I think
Then the parents are not thinking about security now?
no, what I think is वो thought pattern change हो चुका है. वो thought pattern security का point change हो चुका है. इस टाइम पे the parents leave the decision, they guide their children, but they leave the decision on their children only. कि do what makes you happy. So I think this brings us to a point कि there are many different combinations which have come up when a child is in 10th and he has to take +1 and +2. I think different combinations have come up to choose different job opportunities or different profession what the child will pursue in the future. So I think that we need to focus upon ki how the parents should decide or per se what are the different combinations which are available in CBSE.
After having this short conversation, I feel like we are also confused about certain paths. Like we are also not that well versed about
we are also,
what should we do or what should we.
तो हमें दिमाग में आगे लगता है कि हम भी अपने बच्चों को डॉक्टर्स बनाएंगे. But I think different combinations must be existing, right?
Yeah.
मे बी हमारे पास भी वो एक्सपोजर अभी नहीं है.
Yes.
आने वाले टाइम पे एक्सपोजर हो सकता है उस चीज का. सो आई थिंक वी नीड टू हैव समवन who can guide the parents as well and the viewers also कि what are the different combinations and what are the different career opportunities which are lying ahead of the students.
And also to help them understand today's world's need of the subjects, the need of the different opportunities. I think we should call upon Miss Shalu Sehgal,
Yeah.
the principal of Innocent Heart School, Loharan.
Yeah. So I think she'll be the right person to guide all the parents what are the different combinations which are available, and that will put some light into their mind also. So hi ma'am. So I think, ma'am, you have a very vast experience. I think it must be more than 20.
24 years.
Yeah. So I think, ma'am, you have been at helm of the things ki how the education system was when you joined this profession, and 24 years down the lane when you were leading one school. So how do you think the education system has changed?
Actually, Dr. Rohan, if we are talking about the changing of the education system, nothing has changed. This is just an old wine into a new bottle.
But why do we constantly keep on seeing some videos and parents कहते हैं कि एजुकेशन आजकल के टाइम पे बहुत ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो गई है, कंपटीशन बहुत ज़्यादा बढ़ चुका है, बच्चों के स्कूल के बैग्स बहुत ज़्यादा भारी हो चुके हैं. डू यू थिंक इज इट द सेम बिकॉज यू आर लीडिंग वन स्कूल नाउ?
See, Dr. Rohan, earlier the parents were not aware about it. They were not aware what is happening. Whatever the society is providing them, they are going in that flow. Now, due to the media, thankful to the media also, they have made aware the parents about all the streams or all the subjects we have. No doubt the competition has raised by the society. Earlier when we were studying, we have no pressure of the parents that we have to score the 90 or 95 or the 99%. Now the children have that pressure.
To add to this, I feel like this is what we were discussing earlier, that जब हम थे या जब आप थे, तो जब स्कूल में बच्चा पढ़ रहा है, क्लास में पढ़ रहा है, तो हम घर आके अपने पेरेंट्स से सिर्फ अपने क्लासमेट्स डिस्कस कर सकते थे. दैट वाज द ओनली थिंग. क्लास में मेरे इतने मार्क्स आए हैं, उसके इतने आए हैं. ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा वी यूज्ड टू, मोस्टली पीपल लिव्ड इन अ जॉइंट फैमिली. देयर वाज अ कंपैरिजन अमंग्स्ट द कजिन्स. बट बिकॉज ऑफ सोशल मीडिया, everything is out there. I'm sitting in Jalandhar, I can compare my child to someone who's sitting in Visakhapatnam. I can compare my child to someone who's sitting outside India now.
True.
So because of that comparison, I would not say comparison, because of that mental pressure, like dekh kar, we are human beings. How much ever you try कि ये देखने के लिए ही है, या ये सिर्फ entertainment के लिए है, या ये सिर्फ inspiration के लिए है, somewhere after looking at those videos or after looking at those people doing pretty well, it comes to your mind. The mental pressure comes to your mind.
It is, Dr. Palak, our subconscious mind is receiving everything, and that pressure is created by our subconscious mind. Then we are talking about it.
Very right.
Earlier also, when you people were studying, education and sports and activities were given equal importance. But gradually we have seen that the parents has focused only on the academic part. That is why here the MHRD and the CBSE has intervened. Earlier also the subjects were there, but they are talking about now about the physical health being also, mental health.
I'm
being
sorry to
also.
cut you here. Can you please tell what is MRHD?
जब हमारी जो मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हेल्थ है, रिसर्च, दे आर टॉकिंग अबाउट इट. दैट इज व्हाई द CBSE हैज गेट कनेक्टेड विद इट. Right, so they got connected and they are working on the mental well-being of the child
also.
Because the parents have focused them only to the academic part. Right now they are talking about that the art education is important. They should know about their culture, they should know about sports. We should work on their mental well-being. They are not only a robot. We should not provide them with a robotic life. I think
this health education or mental health of students has also been added after, again and again I'm coming back to the exposure given by the social media. When I see myself, my age girls doing amazingly well on social media, they're showing a chunk. They're obviously not showing people who are just like you. They're showing the best of the version of people. So it will affect my mental health.
So what they don't see is ki what best they were not at also, because you will never post that on the social media.
And also the circumstances, everybody's circumstances, the situations
are different.
They are all different.
So we should not compare one person to another. I cannot compare me with you, or ma'am cannot compare herself with myself, because we have a different set of environment where we are living in.
Every cloud has a silver lining. We can be best in one field or in many fields, but we can't be all rounder. We think that we are the all-rounder, but these are the words.
Jack of all, master of none. So I think
the time has changed. Now we have to jack of all.
We have to be the jack.
We have to be. Here we were talking about shifting of the education system. No, the education system is coming back to the normal. Like nowadays, if the parents are saying ki CBSE has given the 10 subject to the class 9th, it is not like that. All the subjects are integrated. If we are studying the science, we are studying the social part also. If we are talking about the maths, we are talking about the areas and length. Here comes the geography. When we are talking about the health issues, mental well-being, we are talking about the sports. That means we are talking about the human body. That means science is again the part of it. So all the subjects are integrated.
So I think
nothing like that.
So I think
it is just a phobia or a kind of chaos created by the people. Ki see, this is a burden. This is not a burden. It is all the subjects are interlinked. So why to take it like? Again, the CBSE is focusing on art integrated projects. Why they are? Because they want the children should not feel the burden. वो integrated होगा, they will learn it. Definitely, अगर आज मैं मैथ्स को कनेक्ट करूँ साइंसेस के साथ, it is connected. आज आप मिल्क की बात करते हो, मैं कोई प्रैक्टिकल की बात कर रही हूँ. अगर हम सरफेस की भी बात कर रहे हैं कि why the bottleneck is floating on that surface, तो it's maths also, it's sciences also.
Yes.
This is what it is interlinked. It's just a myth. It's just a myth.
Okay, it's just a scenario which has been created.
Right.
वो चीजें पहले भी exist करती थी, अभी भी करती हैं. But only the thing is कि हम terminology change हुई है. उसको terminology, हाँ, thought process change हुआ. Terminology वो higher authorities ने change करी है. एक चीज को उन्होंने half plus half कर दिया है. बट वो है वन ही.
हाँ,
I think
है वो वन ही है. अगर आज वो environmental sciences की बात कर रहे हैं तो environmental sciences is what? It's a combination. EVSE कहते हैं ना इसके. Combination of science and social. I am studying about the geographical part of the India here also and the forest about in the geography also and studying there also. So how come we are saying that ki there are the number of, it's the only number we are talking about the subjects. Otherwise it is interlinked. We are studying in the social also, we are studying in the science also. We are talking about the forest, we are talking about the land surface, about the soils also, that is also in the EVS.
How do you think, ma'am, कि when a child is in 10th class and +1 and +2 is here, what are the present scenarios which are available? I think Palak, you must be having a question.
I think yeah, this is a very important question, but before that I just want to add, why do we say that, like you asked ma'am, that आजकल की पढ़ाई ज़्यादा difficult हो गई और bags भारी हो गए. Like after discussing all this, one thought has come to my mind that when we say this, हम अपने टाइम से कंपेयर करते हैं और हमारे पेरेंट्स अपने टाइम से कंपेयर करते हैं. Over the years, I mean 30, 40, 50 years आप लगा लो, over the years, why won't the content of the subject increase? Advancements हो रही हैं, हिस्ट्री बन रही है. अब हम हिस्ट्री के सब्जेक्ट्स को या सिविक्स के सब्जेक्ट्स को ऐड ही करेंगे. वी कांट टेल कि जो हमने हिस्ट्री पढ़ी वो माइनस करके जो हमारे टाइम से आजकल के बच्चों की हिस्ट्री है सिर्फ वो पढ़ाए. It is adding on. The advancements are adding on.
It is adding on, but if we check about the CBSE curriculum also, because being a CBSE school head, if I see, they are not totally deleting the syllabus, but they are reducing it. If they are adding one side, they are reducing the other side of it, so that they can balance it. It is not that they are only increasing it. It is just a part of understanding how we take the things.
So now this is obviously a very important information, because as like we are not educators, we would not know कि CBSE delete.
Even as a parent, हमको ऐसा नहीं पता चलेगा ना कि वहाँ से न्यूज़ आ गई, मिनिस्ट्री ने न्यूज़ डाल दी, CBSE ने न्यूज़ डाल दी कि ऐड कर दिया.
हाँ,
कोई ये नहीं बताता कि माइनस भी किया है.
माइनस भी किया है. They are reducing it and they are working on their new books pattern also along. अब important is Dr. Rohan was talking about the bags, heaviness of the bags. We were also carrying the bags. If we go to the South schools, what they used to say, that the child should know how to take the burden. Being a parent, we don't want that our child should take a burden. Why? So they have to carry their burden. If they are carrying, what they are carrying? Their books. The books which are providing them with the education. So why we say that is a burden? The things providing us with the education.
So I think this here we can make a point also कि when 30 years before, 40 years before, I think our parents were strong enough because the competition at that point was not much.
They were not aware about the competition, Dr. Rohan. Competition was there also at that time.
They were not aware. You corrected me, right? So उस time पे parents को था कि इसको मैं जितने burden में धकेलता हूँ कि उसको मैंने उसकी endurance power को मैंने बढ़ाना है. आजकल के टाइम पे जब इतना ज़्यादा कंपटीशन है और आपको अनहैप्पी न्यूज़ देखने को मिल जाती है on the all over the social media, whatever is happening. The child who has taken a +1 and +2 who is studying in a coaching center. तो उसके दिमाग आई थिंक उसके कारण पेरेंट्स के ऊपर ना एक बर्डन सा पड़ जाता है कि आई डोंट वांट माय चाइल्ड टू फॉलो द सेम पाथ. तो इसीलिए उनको कहीं ना कहीं लगता है कि वो बर्डन रिड्यूस करने की बजाय वो बहुत लाइट हो जाते हैं, लाइट माइंडेड हो जाते हैं अपने बच्चों के साथ. तो उसके कारण आजकल के मतलब हमारी जनरेशन और हमारी जनरेशन से आने वाला टाइम जिसको मिलेनियल्स कहते हैं और आने वाले टाइम को जेन ज़ी. सो उनके लिए वो चीज थोड़ी डिफिकल्ट होगी. दे हैव बिकम वेरी लाइट माइंडेड, फ्री माइंडेड. सो मैम प्लीज टेल अस कि what all the combinations are available, because this is all about awareness. This is all about exposure to that we have to give to our parents, those who are viewing this thing. So can you put up the question what we had in our mind?
Yeah, so basically the first question would be, do you think that these combinations which are being added, according to us, they are being added in the CBSE curriculum, +1, +2, they already existed or they did not exist, but now they are there? And what was the need to add so many combinations?
Dr. Palak, here I want to correct you for one thing. Never ever in the CBSE combinations were there.
Okay.
That was a vast ocean of the subjects. They have never ever fixed anything. Fixation was that 2 languages can be taken, or we can't take all the subjects from the same field. Like if I'm taking the music, I can take the music vocal, and the instrumental can't go all together. Only that thing was there. They were never ever, they have talked about the combination. They have opened it everything to the children. But definitely if we are talking about, they are just the thought process of phys, like we are talking about physics, chemistry and bio. That means we think that we are doing the medical. Otherwise, if I'm taking physics, chemistry, bio and psychology as an optional, as are my 4 subjects, I can go for the dietitian. I can go for the psychologist also. It is not every time the child is having in a mind that I have to be a doctor.
So that means you're saying that if I take bio, chemistry and physics, like as a medical subject, I can take up sociology, psychology also.
No ma'am, I will just correct. I just wanted one very clear-cut information. Please guide me, how many streams are there as of now?
See, according to us, according to the society or the people, they are talking about
I'm just talking about what are the different streams CBSE has given us.
Streams are not there, my dear. This is what we are talking about.
Okay.
You people are dividing it into a streams.
Okay.
They are talking about the pure sciences, or they are talking about the humanities. They are talking about the art.
So, ma'am,
that is the open ocean to you, that you can pick up anything. But definitely with the mind that that thing is having, or that combination. Let us talk about the combination.
So I think ma'am, the document which you have provided us, this is being displayed on the screen now.
Right.
So these are all the streams or the different set of combinations. तो ये सारे combinations available हैं.
बिल्कुल
तो
है.
इसको हम किसी तरीके से भी mix and match
कर सकते हैं. फिर again I'm talking about definitely with the avenues.
Okay.
As I have told you, we can't take both the music parts. We have to segregate it accordingly. Like I can take psychology and sociology along. Psychology and sociology avenues are, what are the avenues? Criminology. Psychology and sociology. What is sociology? It is an outer world. We are the human. It is a world outside our body. Psychology, we are talking about inner body. Both when get connected, give an avenue to understand the society and to understand the human. You can be the psychologist. We can go nowadays. Council of India is discussing about M.B.B.S psychology. Earlier it was not available. M.B.B.S psychology, entrepreneurship. So many new avenues.
That sounds very fancy.
So these
what is
avenues,
it?
So these avenues will be so this avenue which you are just talking about, M.B.B.S psychology, they are going to add up in +1 only.
No sir, that is a post-graduation part. Na?
Okay.
Psychology they are doing in +1, +2 already.
Yes.
If
so
we are going to
after
carry
+1, +2 they can
definitely graduation and
postgraduation, and then for postgraduate they can have M.B.B.S psychology.
See doctor, as you are doctor, you know that nowadays what set of mind the people are coming with you. Kind of depression is everywhere in every person. Anxiety problem is everywhere. So psychology is an important part of it, because if I don't want to be a doctor but I want to assess a person, so psychology is helping in another way. It's also a sciences. If we are talking about physics, chemistry and economics, सपोज आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट, मैं PCM की बात ही नहीं कर रही, मैं PCM के साथ भी इकोनॉमिक्स कर सकती हूँ.
Okay.
क्यों? बिकॉज ऑल आर एनालिटिकल. अगर मैं साइंसेस की बात करूँ, इट्स लॉजिकल बेस्ड.
आई थिंक मैम ये हमारे पेरेंट्स को बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी इन्फॉर्मेशन देगा, द थिंग्स विच यू आर टेलिंग, बिकॉज पहले ज़माने में या हमारे टाइम पे सिर्फ हमारे पास ये होता था इधर PCB,
हाँ जी,
इधर PCM, जो हमने नॉन मेडिकल में होते थे. देन कॉमर्स में दिस PC वर नॉट देयर, दे वर प्योरली बिजनेस स्टडीज, अकाउंट्स एंड इकोनॉमिक्स वहाँ पे आता था.
at that time they were talking only about the pure things, because
Pure
what was available,
that
whatever
particular point.
knowledge is available in the society.
And also, I feel like what ma'am is trying to say, the subjects were there.
Were there.
So the subjects were there, but it was like कि एक तो पता नहीं था कि अगर हम ये वाली combinations pick कर लेंगे तो future avenue क्या होगा उसका.
Because the schools were also not
Schools were
providing
not.
it. Because
Yes.
see, my dear, the schools those who are carrying the humanities or the art, you can say it's art and humanities, they know about the subjects. And a school, अगर हम एक platform की बात करें, not all schools can carry all the infrastructure for all these subjects.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because you
Yes.
require the teachers also.
Exactly.
And it is that they should be well versed
Well
with their
versed with the
subject.
subject,
We have
exactly.
not to play with the future of the kids, मेरा
Definitely, definitely.
That is why it is important. अगर I am talking about political science, it can be taken as an option. When I have talked about economics, that means all sciences are intellect. We were talking about logical studies, aptitude test, and everything we are talking about. If I talk about political science, if I combine political science with the legal studies here, so we can go for the law. Simple. I don't have to take the commerce and the law all together.
Okay.
I have choice for the political science. Again, the avenues are I can go for the mass communication, है ना?
Exactly.
Even I can be a public dealing in a public dealing or political level पे भी I can work on.
Definitely.
So many combinations. Like if we are talking about political science, history and geography, already existed. We know that we can go for the IS.
Is there, ma'am, a limit to the number of subjects you have to choose
See,
for your, appearing in the +2 exam?
See now, as the NCF has entered into, they have fixed about. They were talking about the 2 languages. Earlier, वो जो Cataract Commission में था, 3 language system. We are coming back to.
Okay.
Like the Earth is rotating on the axis,
Yes,
everything
yes.
is coming back
Coming
to
back.
us. Education is also rotating like this.
Yes.
Yes.
See now we have to study the 2 languages. They want to be you people well versed. Ab English is globally accepted.
Exactly.
You can take the Hindi also as a mother tongue also, Punjabi also, because we are in the Punjab. Anybody can take the state language.
Yes.
They want that the children should be well versed with all the languages throughout their life.
Okay.
People used to say why we have to study the social or why I have to study the sciences and everything. We were discussing with the ROs of Chandigarh on that day. And I got a very beautiful idea from him that he said, see, our education is interlinked. If we are not studying the science or social in the class 6 or up to 10, we will be not well versed with what is happening around. Where we have to go.
Exactly.
Always we can't have the mobile in our hand and we can't go for the Google and check up the maps. Na?
Because that won't be providing us the grassroots information.
Right.
So what books can provide us is the actual scenario which is there.
And just just briefing on what you said is like the combinations, not the combinations. Every kind of subject was already there. We were not aware, or the schools could not carry. They did not have the infrastructure to carry all the subjects.
We can't, Dr.
But also-
Palak, it is
You
not
can't.
easy to, because
And-
we have we want the subject experts also.
Exactly. So now I think again I would come back to the point that because of the advancements, because of the exposure, people are demanding. The students are demanding. They're thinking out of the box. They want to study out of the box subjects because they want to go in varied fields now. So I think we are providing them a lot of combinations
now.
And to explain them the future avenues कि वो क्या क्या combine, ऐसे randomly तो हम subjects को combine नहीं कर सकते. To explain them कि अगर आप इस subject में interested हो, इसके साथ आपका दूसरा combination better क्या रहेगा. That you are doing pretty well, and I think you do career counselling for the parents and the students as well.
We have already did,
You
and we
explain
are
them.
doing it regularly.
So you explain them that if you're interested, suppose I was only interested in biology, for example. So what other subjects I could take up, so that not only doctor, the other fields could also have been open to me.
All the avenues could be
Like Dr. Palak, earlier you were talking about because you were interested in bio only, and that's why that passion and your favoritism,
Yeah.
you have asked your parents to go for it.
Yes.
Because at that time only one thing was there, कि medical is there. If we are taking
Bio
the
was only in
sciences.
medical.
है ना? नहीं. That what means कि sciences में you like the bio, so you want to go for the medical field. Otherwise, with bio we can go with the psychology also, मेरा बेटा.
Exactly. And I
that
didn't
time it
know.
was not-
And I used to love psychology, but I didn't know that I could take bio with psychology. And I think what you are doing in the school
So I think-
today is pretty well that you're providing
So I
them
think
with
this
information
is,
about the
this is what
combinations.
I was talking about कि exposure नहीं था हमारे पास. So ma'am, what do you think is the right time?
I think I really missed it. I should have taken biology with
Exactly.
psychology.
So what is the right time for us, even the parents or the students, to get the exposure of this? Or what do you think कि हमारी
It's the right
school की
time to
तरफ से-
provide them the information
हमारे
about it.
स्कूल की तरफ से what is the right time कि हम उनको उस पाथ पे डालना शुरू कर दें कि वो options देखना शुरू कर लें.
Dr. Rohan, so many researches has been done. Some जहाँ पे जितने भी counseling cells are available, some are saying that we should start with the 6th, some are saying that we should start with the 8th. But according to me, because with my experience, I have learned that it should be start from the class grade 8.
Grade 8.
Because 6th में क्या होता है? There is a shifting of the curriculum.
Exactly.
Earlier the child is studying a fixed pattern of 6th में आके they are studying the different parts of the social sciences में they come to know about what is physics, chemistry and bio. That was a major shift. That is a major shift happening there.
Okay.
At that time, if we are talking about the subjects and the combinations and the avenues, they can't understand it. That is an early age, and majorly 5th to 6th is an adolescent age also. They are coping up with so many different things. So I don't think that is the right time to touch them. When they are moving to class 8, 6th, 7th is 2 years to understand everything, what is changing in their body,
ये हमारा
what is
बच्चा
changing
किसमें
in their
better
mind.
उस चीज को रिस्पॉन्ड करता है.
It is not the parent only. At that time, the child has cope up with. They have
Yes.
balanced the body, and in class 8, they are little mature to understand the
So I
things.
think, is it more that we have to counsel the students, or is it more that we have to counsel the parents first?
Nowadays, it is more to counsel the parents because they are not aware. When the children are talking about that they don't want to go for the doctor or they don't want to take the non-medical. One of the child has came for the counseling to me. It was not from high school, it is from the another school. He said when he entered, I told the parents that they have to stay outside. The parents said that I don't want to take the non-medical. But my parents are forcing me to take the non-medical. So I want to go for the commerce. And my question was, beta, no need to worry. Still, you have to go for the board exams. Go for that. Give your exams. If you feel that your science paper goes well, or you feel that you were comfortable in the science, or you were comfortable in the maths, then you should tell your parents at that time that yes, I can go for the non-medical. Let us not disappoint the parent also. Because there what will happen, the parent will force the child and the child will even can't do good for the grade 10th exam. But I have not told the parents about that.
Okay.
Because it was between me and my child they were talking about. See, he is not able to explain the parents about that. He want to go for the business, right? Because his father is a businessman. But his father is thinking it's a lot of competition. My child can't cope up with. It is only, we are talking about accounts. Now we have got so many skill courses. Why the government is working on the skill courses? Because they want that now, as the ma'am has said, that we are shifting to the genius world. They will call the genius, they are born with geniusm. That is, they are born with it. Now the children have the computer mind. At one click they can learn the things.
So right, I think it's better to counsel the parents more rather than the students. Because students और उसमें भी मैम आई थिंक कि वो एक नैक जो होता है ना कि वो एक प्रिंसिपल या एक टीचर को शुरू से ही होता है कि उसका बच्चा अगर वो पढ़ रहा है कौन से सब्जेक्ट में बेटर है वो कौन से सब्जेक्ट में आगे जाके बेटर कर सकता है सो आई थिंक दिस हैज टू बी कम्युनिकेटेड टू द पेरेंट एज वेल ड्यूरिंग आई थिंक यू मस्ट बी डूइंग द सेम
like we have already started with the aptitude test from grade 8 that is why I said that we should start with the grade 8 only. CBSE has already started working on the in the class 3rd, in 5th and 8th. They are talking about the shuffle. They are talking about that they are going to check the aptitude. That is not the aptitude we are talking about. They want to check what they have learned in class 1 and 2, what they have learned in class 3, 4 and 5. Where they are lacking, why they are lacking, what is the reason behind. If he is lacking in the maths, what is the problem? Is he not able to calculate the things well, or the understanding part is lacking there? This is how the education system, NEP is launched. The NEP 2020 we are talking about. But the government and the CBSE is working side by side on that. It is not that they have only taken in the air, they are talking in the air only that we will do that. They are working side by side for that. They are awareing the parents. They are availing the teachers, they are training the teachers also. So many training programs are going side by side to train them so that they can set their mind also. As a doctor, you know that it is very difficult to change a mind of any person, or everybody want the logics. Why should we do that? Why should that happen?
Also, ma'am, I think कि if at all एक पेरेंट्स के दिमाग में एक बहुत सारी वो होती है कि मेरा बच्चा यही करेगा आगे, ठीक है, एप्रीहेंशन रहती है. सो वो एप्रीहेंशन के कारण पेरेंट के दिमाग में रहता है कि यार ये विल ही सक्सीड. तो अगर व्हाट डू यू थिंक, व्हाट आर योर थॉट्स ऑन इट कि अगर सपोज 10-15 years down the lane also you are not able to do well in a certain subjects जिसके कारण आपने वो प्रोफेशन चूज किया, what is your take? Is it okay that that person shifts the stream, अपनी शिफ्ट कर लेता है, अपना प्रोफेशन चेंज कर लेता है, अपना करियर पाथ चेंज कर लेता है? डू यू थिंक इट्स द राइट?
आई हैव लाइक टू केस सिनेरियोज हियर. वन इज जो बच्चा 11th-12th में अपने पैशन से सब्जेक्ट चूज करता है, जिनके पेरेंट्स सपोर्टिव होते हैं, लाइक कॉलेज में उसको परस्यू किया, आफ्टर 10 years ऑल्सो द चाइल्ड, द मेल और फीमेल और व्हाटएवर इज डूइंग प्रीटी वेल इन द जॉब, बट वो एक सेटिस्फैक्शन कहीं ना कहीं लूज हो जाती है बिकॉज अब और वर्ल्ड में आउट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड यू गोइंग, पर्सपेक्टिव चेंज हो रहा है, होराइजन चेंज हो रहा है. दैट टाइम यू वांट टू चेंज योर फील्ड और प्रोफेशन, दैट इज अप टू द स्टूडेंट, लाइक अप टू द पर्सन. So but after 10-15 years you feel like you want to do something else. So obviously, I mean, you're already successful, you have an open mind, you want to change your field.
Exactly.
The other scenario is कि आप 11th-12th में forcefully कुछ लेते हो, your mind is not into it, आप college भी कर लेते हो, आप 3-4 years या maybe 10 years उस job में हो, suppose आप MNC में हो, आप 9 to 5 job कर रहे हो and you're not happy in it. उस point of time पे भी आप अपना profession change कर सकते हो, but it takes a mental toll there. मुझे ऐसा लगता है बिकॉज आप इतने सालों से कुछ ऐसा कर रहे थे जिसमें आपका मन नहीं लग रहा था, एंड सडनली नाउ आप, एक तो वो आपका मन भी नहीं लग रहा था, नाउ यू हैव टू गिव अ सडन शिफ्ट टू अनदर प्रोफेशन. दैट ट्रांजिशन इज मोर डिफिकल्ट rather than doing something you like for 10 years and then changing your profession.
So I think when we are counseling the parents as well for what streams are available, what subjects are available, I think we should be talking about this to the parents as well. कि कभी ना कभी हो सकता है कि कोई प्रोफेशन क्लिक ना करे, so it's never too late. वो प्रेशर नहीं डालना उनको. And मैम, can you please also tell us कि +1 में मैंने सब्जेक्ट ले लिया, सपोज मेरे बच्चे ने, और 7 months पास ऑन हो गए हैं, 7 months +1 के अंदर हो चुके हैं, उसकी रजिस्ट्रेशन वगैरह CBSE में सारे सब्जेक्ट्स की जा चुकी है. वो 7 महीने के बाद क्या अगर उसको सब्जेक्ट नहीं पसंद आया वो चेंज कर सकता है?
हाँ.
या अब कौन से टाइम तक, अगर वो +2 में भी चला गया, उसको लगता है कि वो नहीं कोप अप कर पा रहा, तो क्या वो +2 में भी सब्जेक्ट चेंज कर सकता है अपना?
Definitely, बेटी, with the special permission from the CBSE, they can change.
So there is no time limit.
No time limit. If in the class, suppose I have got for the registration, my registration is done, then also in the 9th month I came to know, yes, I'm not able to cope up with that. Then also we can talk to the CBSE in the +2 that such and such child can't take the burden of that and what to
मतलब
change.
12th के what, like there has to be a maximum
12th before we get registered ourselves again.
in 12th.
In 12th.
Like before entering 12th, you can decide whether you want to change.
You want to change, because definitely in the middle of the 12th I can't talk about the change of the subjects, because I have spent 1.5 year on that particular subject.
Yes.
Now to cover that 1.5 year also I have to work.
Yeah.
है ना? So it can be changed with the special permission of the CBSE. We are lucky here enough, Dr. Pada, that the Indian education system is such that we can study at any point of our life. If I am 60 also, if I want to study about, as you said that you want to study, seriously you want to study the psychology also, still you have that avenue, you can go for it. Such a wonderful thing that the education system of India has given to us.
Yes.
Here even Dr. Rohan, after +2 also, suppose I was having the commerce and suddenly I felt that I don't want to go for it. I can change my total subjects.
Okay.
I can, suppose you were doing physics, chemistry and bio there, I can go for the political science, I can go for the elective subjects there. College give you the large avenue again. Indian education system is such that I'm thankful that we are Indians, that we can go for any of the subjects combinations later on also. Even the children nowadays, those who have completed the M.B.B.S can go for the MBA also. Because nowadays that is most happening things in the world.
It is.
The thing is, important is what we want to achieve in our life. That must be clear.
the few of just giveaway points. Number one is that the parents need counseling also in combination.
In understanding the child's psychology better.
Time to time.
Upgradation of the education
The
system.
It's not only that the things are being added, the same things are being lightened up also.
No doubt the subjects has been added, that is, they are the applied subjects, subjects for which they are actually practically the education system want the children should have hand-on experiences.
So I think कि उसमें काउंसलिंग की बात सबसे बड़ी बात ही फिर हमारी एंड में
Career counselling.
करियर काउंसलिंग की सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस है. So I think whosoever wants to come and have one-on-one counseling also can visit the premises. You are the go-to person, those who can
Definitely,
guide them.
wherever, beta, see, I have chosen this profession because I love the kids and I want to work for them. Now, till now I am working and I will, till the last breath of my life, I will work for them because I want them to see growing. The way our parents has given us that freedom to grow, I want the children should get that.
So I think
And I feel like we are very lucky that our school has opened up in accepting those varied combinations, and we are able to provide because we have the infrastructure, we have the expertise with us, and we are able to provide the number of combinations to the children so that they can easily decide, or they can choose passion over rat race.
So I think this brings us to the end of this conversation. So ma'am, it was really lovely having you over here and converse with you and to know what are the different avenues available. And I think the parents should not now feel that we don't have a go-to person to talk to. So you always have a go-to person to talk to whenever you are in doubt, even for your child also.
We've also become very clear.
But
like now I know.
Yeah. Exactly.
Psychology can be done with biology.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you much.